That's how this video is going to start? Nah, nope. Can't do it. Nah, not happening. Here's a free Steam key. Got it? One of you? Maybe? Potentially? Somebody? Okay, let's go. Today, we're jumping into the exclusive alpha playtest of Polaris, a PVE extraction shooter that's trying to set itself apart from the endless parade of PvP titles flooding the market. Now, I've had some hands-on time with this bad boy, and let me tell you, this game has some potential, but also a few rough edges. Like, really rough edges. We're talking graphics. But hey, it's alpha, right? Placeholder assets, or at least I hope that's what they mean. So let's dive into what Polaris has to offer, what it could become, and why I think it might just be worth your attention. Now, at the time of this recording, we only have access to one game mode, Skirmish. It's fairly straightforward extraction shooter mode, and it's got all the elements you'd expect. Shoot, survive, and get the hell out before you're taken down. There's a lot of potential here. You know, it's straightforward. Scotty beams you down, a destroyer shows up, a few fighters to protect it, destroy the shield generator, and take out the destroyer. There's multiple different ways to achieve the goal, but it supplies the adrenaline rush we all play for. It's what extraction shooters live and die by. If players can nail that feeling, especially with more game modes coming in the future, it could definitely carve out its own niche in the genre. But before we go any further, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. The graphics. Look, I get it. It's an alpha, which means the graphics we're seeing right now are just placeholders. But man, they could have given us something better to look at than what looks like projected Fortnite assets. These characters, anorexic, methed out 90s flower power hippie chicks, that's what we're going for here? What's the difference between these characters and one of the Olsen twins after a few too many meth hits? Feed these girls some digital food, please. Give them some curves. Give them some honkers. And maybe a dump truck too, why not? But hey, we're here for gameplay, not graphics, or at least what we hope the final version is going to be a lot better. Fingers crossed. Moving on to what actually matters. The gameplay, first impressions. The gun mechanics are pretty damn smooth for a third-person shooter. The controls feel tight, responsive, and pretty enjoyable. The shooting mechanics feel weighty enough, and for an extraction shooter, that's crucial. You want that sense of impact with every shot. Whether you're popping off with a plasma gun, jumping in a spaceship and flying through the air, or going in for a precision kill with rockets, the options are solid. Speaking of rockets, yeah, I didn't get around to using them in this video, but you'll definitely want to experiment with the different weapons at your disposal. And the flying mechanics, when I first tried them out, I was all over the place, just trying to figure out how to maneuver myself and my ship without getting bombarded with incoming fire. But once you get the hang of it, it's a whole new layer of strategy. You can play it like guerrilla warfare, hit, run, hit again, and keep moving. Or you could be a tank and sacrifice for your team, though I wouldn't recommend that just yet. Different styles for ships than on foot, but the controls, they feel identical. It's not quite the typical experience of dogfighter games, but it's got promise, and once mastered, the flying could really shine. So this guy's down. I have no idea how to revive him. It looks like he is morphed into the ground, but little did I know, you had to press the 2 button to revive him. I didn't even have to come here and be anywhere near taking those shots, losing my shield. All I had to do was press the hotkey number 2, and I also should have stopped The plane should have made it into hover mode. Yeah, guys, stop the plane, the ship, whatever you want to call it, before you get out. Put it into hover mode, take it out of that high gear. Wow, I still haven't even figured out how to revive Guy yet. Give it a minute. I'll learn that I gotta press the 2 key. It'll hit me. Sooner or later. Still, I haven't figured it out yet. And with him down, I'm definitely taking more fire. I'm getting into more contact with the little jets. Having to take breaks from the destroyer. He got him up. Look at that. And to be honest, what a freaking legend. Would you have lasted, I don't know, 2 minutes? Without quitting? Most people would have rage quit by then. Which, I mean, who blames him? No wonder why he's not taking care of the little planes. But he does show back up. He holds it down later on. As you can see, the closer you get to the destroyer, it's got its own form of protection. It's got its own cannons and guns beaming you, going pew pew. That's why you got to use a little bit of that guerrilla warfare, be in and out. These rings right here, they actually project you faster. But I'm not at the skill level yet to go through them without blowing up and hitting them. I cut it close every time. I get so close before I cut away. And the entire playing field is destructible. If I would have ran into the destroyer with the ship, I would have been destroyed. I don't know if I would have died, but the ship definitely would have been kaboom. It would have gone Koala Akbar and been done. Now let's talk team dynamic. This is a PVE shooter, so team strategy and coordination are huge. One thing I found super effective was using my teammates to draw fire away from the smaller ships. While the enemy is busy targeting them, I'm coming in hot with the plasma gun, taking advantage of the chaos. There's a real opportunity to make some crazy tactical plays in this game, especially when you have all 4 players. I went with the spaceship because it packs a faster punch in both the plasma gun and rockets, even though I didn't use the rockets this time. But the teamwork dynamic, leaving that main ship completely defenseless, can make for some quick, decisive rounds. But let's circle back to the graphics for a second, because it's hard to ignore, right? Look, I know I gave the game a hard time earlier, and the characters definitely need more than a glow up. But I'm cautiously optimistic that come release, we're going to see a major improvement. At least I hope so. After all, this is just the alpha. With better character models and a more fleshed out environment and some polish, I think Polaris has a real shot at standing out in the shooter space. Right now, it's looking like a rough sketch. And I'm hoping the final painting looks a whole lot better. So, where does that leave us? Polaris has a lot going for it, especially in the gameplay department. The gun mechanics are solid, the flight dynamic, once you master them, offers some really cool tactical possibilities. And the focus on player versus environment is a breath of fresh air in a market oversaturated with player versus player shooters. With more game modes and a proper polish, Polaris could be one of those sleeper hits that flies under the radar until launch. Hopefully it blows up as players start realizing what it brings to the table. Of course, it's still early days and we've got a lot to see from the devs. My hope is that they really lean into what makes this game unique. The player versus environment, the tactical team play, and the mix of ground and air combat. And please, devs, give us some graphics that don't make us want to claw our eyes out. But hey, if that never happens, we don't get the ultra realistic graphics, there's plenty of players that like the cartoon Fortnite graphics. Now, the only thing left is to hold the platform till extraction and Scotty beams us up. And that's my take on Polaris in its early stages. If you are sick of the endless stream of player versus player shooters and want something that scratches that tactical player versus environment itch, this might be one to keep an eye on. I know this wasn't all fancy editing and the style of the video is completely different, but I wanted to make sure those that wanted to give it a go had a chance to get a key before this one ends. The stream keys should work on all future playtests up to launch. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Polaris has potential? Will the devs deliver us better graphics? Or will we be doomed to fight anorexic space hippies for eternity?
I was only young when the Conquerors came. They seized our worlds, made outcasts of us all. And although only a few of us remain, and our enemy's might is overwhelming, I know that together, through cunning and shared resolve, by turning our enemies' tools against them, we shall take back our homes.
If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more first looks and upcoming games. I'm Gooey. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.